Today I'm going to be talking about my budget for March. If you saw my last video, you know that I have switched the way that I'm budgeting. I used to do what's called zero-based budgeting, and now I'm doing my own form of like the 50, 30, 20 budget. So I've kind of modified it to fit my life and my lifestyle and my goals. But yeah, so go watch that video because it'll make a lot more sense before you watch this one. But yeah, so let's jump into what's going on in March. So first up at 26% is my housing costs. So that includes my rent, all my utilities, and my phone bill. Pretty much I lump all of those into my housing costs, and that's 26%. Next are things that I label as essentials. So that is 17% this month. And that's things like food. It's food. So that includes like eating out and groceries. Household items. So like restocking toilet paper or things like around the house. Any car related expenses, so gas or maintenance. I got LASIK a few months ago, so I'm still paying down my bill for that, so that's lumped into that. Essentials is basically anything that like I need and I have to pay every single month, and for this month that is going to be 17%. Next at 10% is tithing. I made a video about tithing and why I choose to tithe while I have other financial goals that I are striving for, and go back and watch that video if you want. But that's something that I am continuing and something that I don't ever plan on stopping. So yep, that's at 10%. So next is investing, and that is going to be an additional 10%. So I'm getting older and I have to start like really focusing on investing, because I don't know about y'all, but I'm not going to make it to 65, like not in corporate America. I don't want to make it to 65. I don't want to have to work for that long. Like, no, I really want to be able to retire by 50. Something about just like, 50, that's what, 25, for me, it'd be close to like 25 years of professional work experience. And I think that's enough to contribute to the workforce. And, just kind of dip out after 50. So I gotta step up my investments, and I'm doing 10%, and primarily that is just going to a Roth IRA. So at work, I already contribute to a 401k, and that money's taken out before I get paid. So that's like pre-tax money. And then I also contribute to an HSA at work, and that's also pre-tax. So I'm already contributing to those two things. And then with my post-tax money or my take-home pay, that's when I contribute to my Roth IRA. So overall, I'm actually doing more than 10%, but for these budgets, I'm only doing my take-home pay, and that's where the Roth IRA comes in. Okay, so this is a bit much. Like, this one is a big one, and this is like an outlier month for me. March is an expensive month, but 35% is going towards wants. Let me explain. So what are those wants that I have for March? I'm doing a couple beauty related things this month. I'm getting my hair done at the end of the month because it's about that time. That's not something that happens every month. That's a every other month type thing, but it falls into March. I also started doing something called sugaring, which is a form of waxing that I really like. It's like very, very thorough, and I highly suggest it for people who have coarser hair that tends to grow back the moment you shave it. Sugaring is the way to go, at least for me. So that's happening. That actually happens every month now. So that's like a true expense. But outside of that, I'm traveling in March. So I'm going to New York, and I'm going to have a video about that. how much all of that cost me. But I had to pay for the flight, had to pay for Airbnb, I had to pay, I wanted to see Hamilton on Broadway. I'm so excited. So I had to pay for that. And the Hamilton tickets, that was like more than $200 itself. So yeah, paying for that. And then I'm also doing a solo trip. I'm going to DC and I can't wait to do it and also to show you guys everything that I'm gonna do. But a solo trip means that I'm the only one paying for everything. So that one, that adds up right there. So that's why March is a pretty expensive month as far as my wants budget, just because I'm going to be spending a lot on traveling, and that's something that I typically don't do. I think in my last video I talked about my wants, and I usually budget towards like 16% of my take-home pay going towards wants, and this time it's like 35. So what is that? That's more than double. Yeah, it's more than double. So yeah, the wants is it's a lot. It's a lot. But it's fun. It's fun things. I think it's okay to pay for experiences, and it'll be fun. And one trip I'm going with friends, and then the other trip is a solo trip. So yeah, I think it'll be fun. It's just a lot of money at one time. And last but not least, but kind of least because it's the smallest amount, is my goals, and that's like 2%. So not gonna be able to contribute too much to my goals this month. And right now my main financial goal is paying or saving towards being able to buy a house. So not gonna make too much progress on that, but I've allocated 2% to go towards that. And you know, every little bit counts. So every little step I take, just get sorry, but I'm getting closer. Okay. And also with my budgeting, I will say that I'm more conservative. So with the wants, I knew that like with traveling, I'll have to, you know, I'll be eating out more. I budgeted like some additional fun money. So I don't know what exactly we're gonna do in New York, but I expect it's probably gonna cost money. So I budgeted or projected like a certain amount that I think that we'll spend, and if I spend less than that, then that's great, and that extra money that I didn't use can go towards other things like the house fund. So I will say that I am conservative with my money, at least, that I usually budget as though like a worst case scenario, and it's always a pleasant surprise when I have more money than I thought that I would at the end of the month. So hopefully I'll be able to contribute more than just 2% to the housing fund. So yes, that's my budget for March. March is going to be a good month. I also went to, this already happened, but I also went and I saw The Lion King off Broadway, and that was a lot of fun. I paid for that like months ago though, so I didn't include it in this budget. But that was a fun time, and I got to connect with some old college friends, and I got these other trips planned. So yeah, I think March is going to be a good month. I hope that March is a good month for you. Hope you liked the video. Leave some comments down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.